Do you think?
Yeah, I can
Oh
see
yeah,
a little.
yeah,
I can see a little thing. Crap. So it needs to come. Just scoot. Move the pan the head
yeah. I
over
see where
just
it's. I
a
see where it's wrong.
little bitty bit. There we go. That's good. That's good right there. Okay. Oh boy, my phone's already ringing.
It's weird that the camera would move down here in the undisclosed
Undisclosed
location. Yeah,
location. Yeah. Yeah, it is
since the
weird.
only thing we use this for is this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, oh well.
Well, so what oh, I guess it's time. Okay, since I want to hear more about the food shaming and Jamie's
Uh-huh.
group.
Mhm.
It when that the reason that I want to hear more about that, Chris, is because today's video we're going to talk about some Facebook for I had no idea Facebook. I had an idea. I don't use Facebook for like anything anymore.
Uh-huh.
I don't post on Facebook.
Uh-huh.
Occasionally we'll post to Instagram and it'll like automatically go to Facebook. But like the only reason I go to Facebook anymore is every so often some people will send me a message to Facebook and I don't get it for days and days because I'm like, oh crap, I missed,
Mhm.
someone had a question about a workshop or something. And we have a website with a contact page. That's the best way to get in touch with me. Um, but
Let me X you
yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah.
Do you use X, formerly Twitter?
No, I don't. I don't twit.
What is the deal with every time you see so and so posted on X,
Uh-huh.
formerly Twitter?
Why do they have
Isn't
to
this an
keep?
awful lot like Adult Nudes, formerly Paper Tiger, our favorite strip joint?
That's right.
At
The
some point, shouldn't
greatest.
they have just turned it back into the Paper
They
Tiger?
should have just left
If
it
if that
the
was, yeah,
paper
if that
tiger.
was the
Yeah,
hang up,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. They should have.
Which place? Adult Nudes.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
formerly Paper Tiger.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, of
Oh,
course.
sure.
I
The
know where
paper
that
tiger.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah, Paper
yeah.
Tiger.
So anyway, so thanks for hanging out with us, you guys. We're gonna do a kind of an early reveal on some icon stuff because I think there was some. Well, two reasons. One, I think there might be some confusion about the icon, and B, we were going to be doing a live stream from Flipside Music, the great American guitar store, today at 5. We were going to be doing that. We will not be doing that today at 5. However, we have rescheduled for Thursday. Next Thursday, we're going to be doing kind of a 2-hour thing with Ike and the guys at Flipside. Um, we're going to be doing their live stream with them, and then they're going to be doing our live stream with us on Thursday. And we've got some icons down there to show them. We're going to bring Ike's new icon down to show him in a week or so. So unfortunately, we couldn't pull that off today like I thought we might be able to. So we thought instead, let's do kind of a reveal rant. And but before we do, Chris, are you ready for the speed round of
Oh yes,
questions?
I am. Yeah,
Are
didn't
you?
realize there was going to be one, but I am
Well, there.
always ready for a speed round, Matthew.
All right. So these are some of. Now I think these are going to be fast ones.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Oh wait, let me think.
Okay.
Okay, ready.
You got your thinking cap on?
Yes.
Okay. Elvin. Oh nope. No, I'm sorry. Woody Guthrie or Hank Williams?
Woody Guthrie.
Best fast food burger.
Carver's.
Elvis or Little Richard?
Elvis.
Mayo or Miracle Whip?
Mayo.
Sex Pistols or
Sex
Ramones?
Pistols. Actually,
Beatles,
Ramones.
well, Beatles or Rolling Stones?
Beatles.
Motley Crue or Poison?
Motley Crue.
NWA or Public Enemy?
NWA.
Nirvana or Pearl Jam?
Nirvana.
Okay, that's it. Oh no, wait, no, wait. Worst fast food chicken.
Worst fast
Worst
food
fast food
chicken.
chicken.
The KFC near my house.
Okay, I think K Fry is probably some of the lousiest fried chicken.
I don't know that I've ever had K Fry any place other than that one.
Not in this century. That's worth a
And
crap.
yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah.
In the olden days, well, and it still might be, that's the closest fast food near me. It's now gone. And every once in a while I would end up there. Like one time I had horrific back pain and I took a bunch of back pills
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't want to drive. But I needed to get out of the house. So I walked to K Fry.
Uh-huh.
Not a good idea. Even loaded up on back pills. It was still terrible.
Corey says that you are really, really crushing the speed round of
Mhm.
questions. This is the
So
fastest
so
time
the
yet.
yeah, it absolutely is. The secret is to give the first answer or give the first word that
You
Matt
don't
said.
wait a minute. So you don't
They were almost all right.
okay.
There was only one, Hank Williams, and there was one other.
So you prefer Hank Williams to Woody Guthrie?
Yes,
Well, why did you said Woody Guthrie?
I did.
So you're just shining everyone on.
Sure. Don't send me any
Well,
Woody Guthrie
okay, all
albums.
right. So see now I'm gonna have to okay, now we're gonna have to I'm rethinking this whole thing now.
I'm not gonna play that way every time.
Well, you have to okay. This is yeah.
They were the funny thing is almost all of them, because I was also playing, well, is it really real? Is that the real answer? And
Uh-huh.
almost all of them were.
I think you need to give the real answer because your fans want to and deserve to know. Okay.
Mhm.
So yeah. All right. Okay. Don't make me play again. I played for real. Okay. All right. So anyway,
He did, and that idea actually came to my head during that.
yeah.
So
Well, you sure put one over on me. So I'm making a face right now.
sorry.
So anyway, this whole day has been kind of a big rant session and a big um what in the hell are they thinking session. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. I want to talk about this icon that's Ike's right now. But you guys need to know that on Thursday and Friday, I kind of focus all my efforts on old custom orders. So if you have an older custom order, that's what we work on Thursday and Friday. So like don't send me a bunch of emails about like, hey, when's it going to be? I'm working on it, but I've got a bunch of stuff that I have to do. I work on all that stuff on Thursdays and Fridays, and I'm working on it until it's done. Okay, so I got and there's a handful of them, and I'm working on all of that stuff. Do you do some of that too on Thursday, Friday, Chris? You
I
do
do some
like
of that
I guess it depends on when it's ready
all the
for
time.
paint and
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I worked on all sorts of stuff. We got a couple guitars shipped this week.
that's right.
Um, I got several things. I got a bunch of stuff painted.
Yeah.
I got yeah, some other stuff worked on a couple of strats, built a strat.
Mhm.
Um,
Now Monday through Wednesday we work on uh we focus primarily on, if not exclusively, on um, new builds, new orders for new challengers
mhm,
or new American icons.
mhm.
So anyway,
Yeah.
so one of the things I want to talk about today, Chris, is how easy it is to order an icon and how it might be a little confusing on the website because it looks like, well, there's that one that Doug bought, so I can't buy that one. Right now, the American Icon web page is up. You can go and you can buy one, and you can. So, like I say, Ike's getting one. Ike bought one, and all these guys are buying one. Okay, I'm not giving any of these away. Um, Ike bought one. Of course, okay. So Doc bought one, and Doug bought one last week. Ike bought one. Uh, JJJ bought one. Dylan bought one, and you guys can get one too. And the way that you do it is you go on the website, click on the American Icon page, and you can like kind of just click that's what you want, and then there's a comment thing. Tell us what you want. So, like for example, um, I'm building one right now, the kind of a spec one that's going to be an all mahogany one. It's not going to have a maple top. It's going to be an all mahogany one with a dog ear P90. I think Dylan wants a dog ear P90, or he might be using one of his enduro
I think he
pickups.
I think he ultimately I don't remember now.
I don't either, but um, so Ike, eh, you guys remember Ike was in the shop. I can't, I don't want to fling this around because it's got a pickup that's not actually mounted. Um, so I did the binding on Ike's the other day, and I got the neck fretted, and it is fretted and not bound because the binding is going to go over the frets, and those little nubby things are going to go there. So, like, if you want that, there's really no. I mean, I suppose I could come up with an um, drop down menu for every single thing I think you guys are going to want, but I know I'm not going to get. You know what I mean? So, like, I would have forgot. Oh, I want what do you want neck binding? Do you want little nubs? Do you want the frets to go over the binding? Which do you want? What you want what color binding? There right there, there's a bunch of options right there. And every time we add something to the website that's a drop-down menu, that's another SKU number. So if and then you have to have so like if you had like if you said I want a P90 or a humbucker, that'd be two SKU numbers. If you said you want a P90 and you want little nubs, that's a SKU number. P90 with frets going over the binding, that's another one, and then a humbucker, that's another one, that's another one. Um, so we'd have a bunch of SKUs. It's just easier for me to go. You want a humbucker or P90, then tell me what you want and some of this other stuff. You know what I mean? So like, or if you want a mahogany, okay, let's say you want a mahogany top, P90 with binding that had little nubs. There's so many little things, or I only want one F hole, or I want whatever you want, you know. So it's hard for me to figure out what you guys are. It's hard for me to guess everything that you guys are going to ask for. Now, what do you think of this cool pickup here, Chris? I put this in there because I think it's neat looking.
I like the way it looks from there.
Now, Dylan could do something like this, or you could go with his enduro pickup, which is basically the. I think that this is kind of a copy of what Dylan's doing. You know what I mean? So, and I don't think that Dylan is the first guy to shoehorn a P90 in a humbucker size
No.
box, but it does go to show you though that if you get a humbucker size route in the neck, you can put all kinds of stuff in there.
I know from experience.
Yeah. Like Richard Ryan has what, like a telly pickup.
He's got a set of tellies in a guitar. Yeah. I have some Jazzmaster E-wound single coils in humbucker casing.
So Paul wants to see the back. So I'm there you go. It's the back. There's not a whole lot to look at right now. It's because it's got a bunch of binding tape on it. So, but yeah,
it won't always be orange. That's our new burst.
Yeah, ain't it cool?
The tape burst. I've actually seen some people smear stain on stuff that looked about that good.
And unfortunately, this is about the most of the side that I can show you guys. So what you guys know that the icon does have a back. It's not a it is not a chunk of mahogany with a bunch of stuff removed from the inside. Okay. You do know that it has our TTG neck, and you can get it with a P90 or a humbucker. Hey, a lot of guys were talking about like wouldn't it be neat to get a Filtertron or TV Jones?
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Yeah, that might be cool.
I think that a ring is a cool thing though.
Yeah, I think a ring is good. We could do Filtertrons with rings.
You could do that? Okay.
The other thing that I like about a lot of more modern pickups, like regular soap bar P90s, not dog ears and humbuckers, and that is the adjustability of the pickup.
Yeah, the dog ear is pretty much that's
pretty
what
much
you
there,
get.
or you can put shims underneath it if you need to, but that can be problematic as well.
I think that Dylan's going to be offering some stuff that are not like a TTG exclusive pickup, but something that's kind of tailor made for the American icon. Something that looks kind of new and retro all at the same time. I don't know how you do that, but yeah. So yeah. Okay. So Chris, we were talking about a Facebook group today that's called
Cheap Awesome Guitars.
Cheap Awesome Guitars.
Because Facebook thinks because I'm into guitars, I'm into cheap awesome guitars.
Yeah.
And it keeps suggesting it, and I keep seeing posts, and in a lot of ways it's fairly entertaining.
I'm not on Facebook, so I don't know what cheap awesome guitars.
Well,
other than I know
it's a lot of, hey, I just bought this at a pawn shop. Hey, I just found this at a thrift shop. Hey, here's my favorite cheap awesome guitar that I ever bought. It's really great.
Okay, so it's not necessarily like bull crap from Amazon that's $80.
No, this is mostly
I got a good deal.
This group is mostly guitars already in the wild that they have
Okay.
rediscovered.
Well, now, okay, now I can absolutely get behind that.
Okay.
I
There
do.
might be some of that other stuff, but I haven't seen much
God,
of
I
it.
hope not, because every time some internet hero starts spouting off about how some hunk of crap thing from Amazon is just as good as a $3,000 Paul Reed Smith, I'm like, take a high. Does your mom know you're on the computer?
Yeah.
That there was a person who said that. Eh, Now I don't know if it was tongue in cheek or if he actually meant it, but
I at first I didn't think it was tongue in cheek, but the more I think about it, I think maybe it is.
so somebody said that the in a comment to the video that Ike and I did earlier this week was something like, what was it? That
It was $3,000 slabs of wood are dead.
and that
Cheap Amazon guitars
$150
are the new
Amazon things are,
yeah,
yeah.
are the new trend.
Oh, yeah, and that's the new thing. Hold on. Will you vamp for a little bit? I have to.
Sure. So I think that the cheap Amazon stuff is probably a flash in the pan, and that stuff will go the way of most cheap stuff, which is in the landfill. Um, People will eventually get tired of dealing with it and putting up with it and fixing the issues and realize that they spent a whole lot of extra money on a cheap guitar to ultimately end up with something that still isn't very good. And I know I've done it in the past, not with guitars, but with other things where I've bought the cheap item and then gone, oh, I should have bought the better one.
And then you're actually money behind
Yeah,
because
well, and then
you
you have
spend.
this, $25 whatever,
Yeah.
um, and you end up basically throwing it away because it doesn't work the way it was intended to.
Have you ever been disappointed when you bought the good one?
No,
I
not
mean,
that I can think of.
like after the initial sting
After
of
the
the of
initial,
the
yeah,
the
uh,
site writing
yeah,
that check or
no,
however it is.
no, but I have been disappointed many times in the cheap one, and
Yeah.
the guitar world. I don't think people buy cheap jeans and fix them up.
I'm gonna get
These jeans are kind of crappy, and the crotch is a little tight,
I'm
but
gonna fix my
but
pants.
I let the crotch out now.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Unless you have a really big dong.
Really big. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
You gotta tighten the crotch in my jeans. And yeah, things like that. Yeah, yeah. I bought this new frying pan, and the handle burns my hand, but I replaced it with this other handle,
and
this
as
aftermarket handle that I got.
and as soon as I added a new nonstick coating, it was
It's
really
way,
excellent.
way
Yeah.
better. Yeah, just as good as the
Yeah.
good pans.
It's every bit as good as the good stuff. Just get the good stuff. I have a fear, Chris, and that is that.
There's a middle ground there too,
Well,
right?
yeah, I mean, there are things that have a value,
Yeah, and
driven. Uh, uh, Buying the best value does
yeah,
not necessarily mean the most expensive
no,
or the
no,
least expensive.
so in that, we had the $150 Amazon guitar and the
Mhm.
$3,000 slab of wood.
Yeah, I don't think a $3,000 Telecaster is something that is going to be. There's an heirloom quality to that.
Yes, but that is not top of the line.
Oh
That's not the
no,
most you can spend.
that's right.
Three
That's
thousand
right.
dollars is yeah,
You can
nay, nay,
spend a
nay.
lot more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You can spend a whole lot more money than that on a guitar. And I was actually watching and reading a thing about super, super, super high-end guitars, and that there's actually a demand for that stuff.
Mhm.
Like new, like $50,000 new guitars, not collectibles. Well, they might be collectibles, but not vintage collectibles.
Oh, okay. Not
Yeah,
something that
new.
something that they're still making. Okay.
Yeah, new
Okay.
stuff. And I have no idea who these people are or what these
We don't
guitars
know them.
are.
Yeah.
And frankly, I don't want to know. But that's a thing. So,
Um.
is that enough, Rant?
No, no, it's not enough.
Well, for now, for me.
The I have a fear, and that is that in this country, um, our spending habits are going to eventually reflect what our buying capabilities are. So
Okay.
whatever you sow, that is what ye shall reap. Now, I didn't make that up, but it's absolutely true. Okay. So if you sow a bunch of seeds of, I only want the cheapest crap, don't be surprised if all you're going to be able to buy one day is the cheapest crap. There's always going to be people who are making low price stuff, and there's always going to be people making high price stuff. But the competition that breeds the lower price, eventually that's all going to go away if people only buy the cheapest junk they can get.
Mm-hmm.
And there's probably industries where that is the case. So, like, you talked about jeans. It's probably not easy to find American made jeans anymore. um Shoes or boots are another thing that, like, man, you can always spend a lot of money on designer stuff, and you can spend not very much money on stuff that looks like, but finding a good decent pair of American made boots anymore is not as easy as it once was. And I fear that is because people put up with, or people only want cheap. The lowest price is what they look for first. And then they try to find the most value in that low price category, rather than going, what's the best value? I might need to spend a little more than I think I can. So stop being a broke turd is what I'm getting at. Okay. And if you spend money like that, first of all, don't spend money you don't have unless it's with us. But no, don't spend money you don't have. Don't go into debt, because if you sow that, you'll reap a bunch of credit card bills that you won't be able to get out from under. But at the same time, if all you do is buy the cheapest nonsense, then don't be surprised if one day you wake up and there's nothing good anymore. Right?
Yeah.
How many American-made electric guitars are there right now? That are big name, or acoustic guitars, like all made in America. Everything. There probably isn't as many as there was at one time.
Mm-hmm.
You can't count boutique builders like us because there's lots of us.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. I think a lot of that stuff has real repercussions later on,
Mm-hmm.
economically and all of that. So yeah, and really, and I've said it before, if you've never played a good guitar, how do you know the cheap guitars are as good as
That's
the
just
cheap
it.
ones?
That's just it. Yeah.
And it's not just about, well, it's got six strings and it's got two pickups and it makes noise and it's got things you can turn and it tunes and it weighs about the same,
Yeah.
and it's got paint on it and it's red just like the other one.
Yeah.
There's some other intrinsic values on
Yeah.
on that stuff. And I think a lot of times people there's this the next one, the next one, the next one kind of mentality. And it's all about the hunt for the latest, greatest, coolest, cheapest.
Yeah.
And they never actually, by the time that latest $150 Amazon guitar gets there, they're already on the hunt for the next one. And
Yeah.
there's no
They're
chills when they open it,
they're really good at buying guitars that
Yeah,
suck.
yeah, and they go, yeah, and they have a whole fleet of those things that, if they sold them all, they wouldn't be able to buy one halfway decent one if they're not careful. And there's just no, remember like when you were a kid and you saved up all summer to buy something,
Mhm.
your first Intellivision or your first Atari or whatever it is, or you waited for Christmas or whatever it is,
Mhm.
and you got it, you were just so excited.
Yeah.
That can still kind of happen as an
You
adult,
still can do
you
that. Yeah.
know? So, yeah.
I like Ryan from 60 Cycle Hum a lot. I
Uh-huh.
think he's a cool
Oh,
guy.
yeah, he is a cool guy.
We went out and had beers with him. Super cool dude.
Uh-huh.
Do you know how much patience I have for his dumb channel? Zero. He probably feels the same way about me.
Yeah,
He's like, well, what am I
maybe.
gonna watch Matt's stupid channel for? But yeah, like
Well,
the
yeah,
whole, like,
yeah.
oh, I'm gonna find some cheap hunk of crap and throw it off a bridge. Okay, fine.
Well, that's when I first saw him
Mhm.
was when he was doing that case review.
Yeah,
And
that's actually pretty funny.
that was actually funny. And I think it was a pretty good case.
Mhm.
I don't think it was cheap, but yeah, the sea of $30 pedals, and
Mhm.
that just gets, at least to me, gets real old real fast.
Yep.
But
Yep.
uh
But I'm real old.
those are the
So
well,
I like, 'cause I don't
and
have a
those are
lot
the
of patience
videos,
for that kind of stuff.
that those guys do well with,
And I'm sure
and
that
it's
like his
kind of his
demographic is
business.
different from our
He,
demographic.
yeah, that's what he
Hi,
does.
Joy.
And the guy from, Scar My Guitar, has
I
said
love
that,
that guy. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I do these videos because that's what people want to see.
Mhm.
So that's what I'll do.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
I don't know how the Scar My Guitar guy is that what he does for his job?
No.
So he does other stuff and does
Yeah.
guitars for
Uh-huh.
job and fun?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That guy's awesome. I think he's super
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. But yeah, I don't watch videos about cheap guitars. I don't it doesn't do anything for me. So,
The funny thing about, and I don't know why I'm on Facebook as much as I am, other than just the entertainment of it and hoping I don't miss out on something.
mhm.
But what Facebook thinks I am into is just ridiculous. And it's Facebook is the new forum chat rooms, and
Yeah.
it's the same personalities
Yep.
and the same, I know everything, you know nothing. You're a jerk if you do it that way. Yeah,
We've even noticed
you
that
know.
that video that we made where it's you doing some paint work and I kind of sneak that title in, which is you're
Hmm.
stupid if you don't paint your guitar like this. And at no point in the video do you ever say you're stupid if you don't paint your guitar. You're
No.
like, hey guys, I'm going to paint this
Yeah.
guitar, and here we are painting it. And what do you think?
Yeah.
But
Turned out pretty good.
but if we just called it Chris paints a guitar, some people would watch it. As soon as you put you're stupid if you don't do it like this, that video still is our number one performing video right now, today. And it's what a year old or 2 years old or
Yeah,
something. That's
it's
absurd.
quite old. It's older than a year. That's yeah.
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 And I remember I put that up there and you're like, dude, you can't call it that.
Yeah. Well,
And I'm like, what if I put
I didn't
this thing
know.
in
Yeah,
there?
I didn't know that
Yeah.
there was a point to it, or an experiment to it. And then you told me that, and I was like, oh, okay.
Well, and then I put it in the description. Look,
Yeah.
I'm only calling it
Yeah.
this, but of course nobody reads that stuff. They only read what
No.
they only comprehend what they want to comprehend, and so many people just get upset about it. That yeah. Oh, what can you
Yeah.
do?
Yeah. Yeah.
What can you do?
Yeah. So I get lots of bike
Mhm.
things on Facebook, and it's fun to look at pictures of well, it's fun to look at pictures of old bikes because I remember old bikes, but it's also fun to read the comments and see how far before somebody says something snarky like,
Someone
yeah,
is up
why are
to
the
no more.
handlebars raked so far
Uh-huh.
forward, or you should change the pedals, or that's hideous, or whatever. It's yeah, it's
So Rick sums it up here. He says, I've been growing out of being a cheap bastard the older I get, and it, in turn, it's me getting a deeper appreciation for everything. Well, Rick, you know what? I think that has value too. Appreciating the good stuff has a value too. And it's always nice when you find a good deal. I still think that our level two Challenger is the best deal in the guitar world right now.
mhm.
Um, and oh, you know what? I talked to Phil McKnight a little bit yesterday.
Oh, you did,
Yes,
yeah.
I did.
Mhm.
And we're going to talk a little bit about his guitar next week. He and I. I'm not sure when. Phil is a busy guy. I think he's got a video probably that started an hour ago or something. Well, maybe it starts here in 15 minutes. But yeah, so Phil McKnight and I are going to talk next week. And as you guys know, he has two guitars. He has a level two maple top and he has a level one. And we're going to talk about what he's going to do with both of those guitars. And it just might be a good thing for you if you've always wanted a Texas Toast guitar. I haven't figured out how we're going to do it yet. So anyway, gang, I think that's going to wrap it up for this week. Are you done, Chris, with this for this week?
Yes.
I am too. I've got some stuff I got to come in this weekend and do. So I'll see you guys for a video on Sunday, but I'm going to go ahead and call it a day, and we will see you guys next time. Thanks for hanging out with us. Have a great weekend, everybody, and see you Sunday.